What's going on, guys? We got a market recap today for Wednesday, May 7th. I personally, there was no valid trades for me this morning. Coming into the morning, first of all, today was FOMC, so we have FOMC later on in the PM session at like 1 or 2 p.m. today. So like I said yesterday, was going to come into today extra patient. And last night, we were still holding this 4-hour imbalance, and last night we had this big displacement from this 4-hour imbalance, as well as a couple of SMTs. And so at this point, after displacing higher, this actually happened during Asia session, which is pretty crazy. After this displacement, I wanted to see this 1 hour get tapped in and then see price continue higher, something like this. And I wanted to see this 1 hour BISI hold on NQ. And if we scale into the 15-minute chart, we can see that we had a bunch of bearish structure and displacement to the downside. If you just zoom in, right, does this 1 hour BISI does not look like it's getting respected at all. We are displacing lower, opening up 15-minute fair value gaps, respecting them, and then displacing lower again, right? So we displaced lower overnight right here. Market replay will work. Come up, tap into this 15-minute, then displace lower again, open up another 15-minute, and then the market opens here. And so at this point, I'm looking for these 15-minute fair value gaps to hold, and then see moves down with this being my external draw on liquidity. And this is kind of another one of those internal models, because for me to be bullish in this scenario, I need to see these 15-minute imbalances get ran through to the upside to give me confidence in longs. In addition to that, we also had an SMT up here, and I have standard deviation marked out by these dark blue lines right here. So I wanted to see this 1 hour BISI hold, but because of this bearish order flow, and we've pretty much ran through this whole 1 hour fair value gap, and we're displacing lower, I said in order to be bullish, I needed to see these 15-minute imbalances get ran through, or I can play the internal model if we have manipulation within this 15-minute fair value gap, and then just play that internal short to the downside if the opportunity presents itself. And so we came up and tapped into these 15-minute imbalances. I was originally looking to go short to see if there was any internal structure to validate shorts here. And it looked like we were going to get a potential trade. We came up and put in an SMT with ES at this internal high within this higher 15-minute fair value gap. And then I wanted to see these imbalances get ran through and get our change in the state of delivery right here. Something like this. Boom, get that change in the state, enter. It move stops to break even at this internal low. And then see runners down here. I was looking for something of this nature if the opportunity presented itself. Something like that. But we come up and we never get that. We never run through this bullish imbalance. We come up and actually rebalance to this 15-minute, take this high, and then out of nowhere, the market just recently dumped. You can see there was no, this is also later on in the morning. But yeah, there was no even price just came up to this 15-minute fair value gap, took this liquidity and dumped without any sort of model presenting itself. And like I said, this is pretty much a byproduct of it being FOMC later this afternoon. Usually when we have FOMC on these big high impact news days, we don't see very efficient price action in the morning, and that's kind of what we got today. And so, like I said, I was going to be bearish until we ran through these 15-minute fair value gaps. And as long as we're holding these 15-minute fair value gaps, I was willing to take the internal model lower. But no sort of internal model presented itself to go short here. And so, yeah, man, no valid trades today. We'll just have to wait and see how. And as you can see, we have now come down and taken this internal low here. So it's important to recognize that, yes, there was very good reasons to be bullish, right? we're holding this 4-hour imbalance. We have an SMT within the imbalance. We have displaced higher on the higher time frame charts. We've opened up a higher time frame bullish for value gap, but we need to see us respect this to the upside. If we're not going to respect it, and if we're going to disrespect this 1 hour for value gap, then we can't be forcing any long trades, right? That's why we zoom in and find the internal model to give us the confirmation. And that's why we don't, essentially this is why I don't blindly take this 1 hour for value gap, right? Because I want to see that confirmation on the lower time frames to confirm the move higher. So this looked really good, but we started to displace lower overnight within this for value gap and disrespected this 1 hour BISI. So that's my thought process of the market today. FOMC, inefficient. Price action kind of all morning. No really moves set up for me personally. And so yeah, man, gonna keep this video short. We'll see what kind of structure forms after FOMC comes out later today, and reevaluate the buys from there. So with that being said, I appreciate you watching. I will see you on the next one. Peace.